And I have 4 of them that I haven't done yet. And this one probably won't be, you won't listen to this one until 2022. He was talking about, because it's a group of 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about a lot of different things. But they were talking about a TV show. They were talking about Game of Thrones, which I was surprised he watched Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
So he watched Game of Thrones. That stopped really abruptly. They're talking about 1970, which is a movie that I really liked.
Mm-hmm. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Did you hear the way they shot that? Like it was supposed to be like
Simultaneously through the whole movie.
right, basically one continuous shot. It was supposed to look like
it's like one continuous shot. That's what I just said. I mean, what else?
Was Don Bluth involved?
We've been talking like every week. We've been talking about our pet peeves. You know, the listeners, if you listen to this one, you haven't heard the rest of them because they're not going to ever make it out. But
it's funny. It was supposed to be a topic for one podcast, and we have basically like talked about it for the last 4 or 5.
Pet peeve of mine.
Let's hear it.
When you buy these things,
Reese's eggs,
and people have pushed down on them.
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, why do people do that?
I guess probably people that pick at their scabs.
Oh, gross.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I didn't ask you to tell me.
Do I need to get approval? I didn't ask you to tell me.
Well, yeah, like it was something I wanted to know. I don't know what's so funny.
How's that Reese's egg treat you? They are pretty good.
I do like them. I'm a sucker. I'll tell you something with this. Like the Reese's has nailed it to me. Like from October to April, they have their special peanut butter filled slight light coating of chocolate over.
Right. They got it dialed in.
From pumpkins to
pumpkins to trees
to eggs.
And then now eggs, but the eggs started really early. I'm wondering if they're just going to figure out a reason to come out with everything. Like after Easter, it's going to be like suns or
leaves.
like
Leaves.
Yes. Something they'll be like, we need something. Little pools, whatever.
Yeah.
Like flip-flops, something summer related.
And what's funny is I never was like this, but I'm like all of a sudden I'm not even a big sweet eater. I got Sour Patch Kids and Reese's eggs in front of me.
I am literally and figuratively a huge sweets eater.
I know, I can tell.
You got a baby in there? Did I tell you about? I don't know why the audio didn't record. My phone was picking up.
Mm-hmm.
So, dear listener, I was trying to share an experience with Ben. I was watching a show called The Legend of Korra, which is the sequel series to Avatar: The Last Airbender. And in that show, one of the little kids goes up to somebody who's a little bit chubbier and says, "You got a baby in there," which is a story that Ben and I have experienced firsthand. It was hilarious.
No.
But then
No, you haven't experienced it firsthand.
I was there. And
you were there. You were a spectator firsthand.
He was looking at my belly too. But anyway, so so this kid says that, and I go back and record it to send it to Ben. And as I record it, I realize there's no sound on the video, but there's like background sound from my house on the video, but no sound from the speakers on my computer.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why. I just figured out why.
What?
I had my headphones plugged in.
Oh my gosh.
So I had my headphones on my head so I could hear what was happening. So I thought you could hear what was happening.
So funny. Like here you are just like waiting, like and you sent it to our buddy too, Bernie, and he's like
nobody got
okay.
it because you couldn't hear the audio. Because it was in my ears. Because I had my headphones plugged in. Oh my gosh, I'm such a moron. I mean, that's been like, I've been stymied over that for this whole week. Like, it was probably this week or last week that I sent that. It's probably Monday. So for like 2 days, I've been like struggling with like, why wouldn't it record the audio? Well, Grant. I'm such an idiot. Headphones plugged in. Whatever.
Anyway,
I did.
1917 was done simultaneously, the whole movie. With very few cuts. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that we're talking about these things.
Right.
That we talk about. And these are like manly men, and we're like not that manly men.
And that we don't carry guns around for our daily jobs.
Or work on working stuff.
Woodworking stuff. Lathes and whatnot. Whatever other woodworking.
In those wood tools. I don't know. I mean, I would like to do it, but I don't. It's one of those ideas. Like I remember telling somebody when I was young, I was like 20 something. It's like I always want to play the guitar. And I looked and I was like, I guess if I really wanted to play guitar, I would try to play guitar. Like it's always like I would love to go woodworking. Well, if I really wanted to work woodwork, I'd probably start buying tools to do woodworking.
And woodwork. Yeah, I like to watch his videos and stuff. It's very entertaining stuff.
Do you actually watch them?
Oh my gosh, you and these cameras.
I'm just trying to give you the best.
Not with you and these cameras. There is not a good angle of me. It's not.
It's a light. Turn off the light. Just turn it off real quick. I want to see what it looks like.
By pulling this?
Yeah. You got to put it all the way in the thing.
Okay.
Didn't that pull down? That doesn't make any sense. Who wired this house?
It thought it was going to go out. Did you see it?
Yeah. Well, you want that. I pull it every day. I can't believe this. What is happening? We're going to die in this house. It's broken.
This is the best podcast we've ever had.
Yeah, she looks good. That looks like,
Well, you can't see you now.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
Maybe we don't need to see you?
Probably not.
Well, if there was a light going this way, that would work for you.
Yeah, this is getting too complicated.
Here, how do you turn that light back on? I'm not touching that string.
I'm afraid now the house is going to burn down.
Oh.
Gosh, dang, this house is cursed.
It's cursed.
It's cursed.
It's cursed.
I can't do it anymore. This house is being sold this weekend.
You told me to just pull the string and I did nothing.
I do it every day. Every day. That's how I turn off. That's how I turn it off. I pull the string.
Uh-huh. And now it doesn't work.
Who's the last person to touch it?
Me, I guess.
Oh, you owe me a new fan. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just this place. I don't know. So my daughter.
Which one?
I have one. The daughter who's friends with your niece. Went to Cincinnati with your niece.
Yes.
She had Skyline chili for the first time.
Yes.
Did she tell you that?
No, but I got a video of it.
Okay.
Where she faked liking it.
No, she liked it. She told me she liked it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told her Gold Star's better, so we'll go to Gold Star.
Oh, no.
Which is not a sponsor yet.
If Gold Star Chili sponsors this podcast, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out.
It's every time I got people lined up to be on this podcast.
I've got fives of people that want to be on this podcast in your place.
Our Courtner, he's ready.
Well, how do they feel about Gold Star Chili?
I think you're the only person that care about it. Like, it's a Cincinnati thing. You just got to go Skyline.
Well, Skyline is the Cincinnati chili.
Yeah, but it's all the same.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You've obviously never eaten at Gold Star.
Right, because you don't eat at Gold Star Chili.
Yes, you do. When that's all there is. There wasn't a Skyline where I was growing up.
Well, that's your fault. You should have to go to Cincinnati.
I mean, it's the dumbest thing when people get so elitist about places to eat based upon location.
I'm just telling you, it's the best.
It's a Cincinnati favorite. I don't care if Gold Star is better. Skyline is the best.
It's not better.
I'm not saying that necessarily it's better. I'm saying it's the same. It's the same as you saying the same thing about Raising Cane's.
Skyline doesn't share their recipe with anybody, so how can it be the same? It's proprietary.
Okay, so Gold Star does.
I don't know what Gold Star
Okay,
does
so
because
you
Gold
just-
Star
it's
chili
just
sucks.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, I got read executive Gold Star telling me we can't take their
I
money.
don't know or care what Gold Star chili does or says.
Yeah, but obviously it makes a difference from what you. I mean, yeah.
Now watch Gold Star chili get like Coke Zero and maybe like
It'll get Gold Star.
right because
Like,
Skyline has Pepsi products. And I'll be
well,
like, although I grew up going to Skyline and getting a Mountain Dew,
yeah.
and so now they have Diet Mountain Dew. So like it's like a whole experience. Like it has to. When I eat Skyline, I have to have a Diet Mountain Dew, because it's like this thing just goes together. Whatever. So if they got Coke Zero, I'd probably be like, nah, still gotta go. To
Yeah,
Skyline.
but if you want to go to Star Chili, like Coke Zero would be different.
I'd also be a trader, so
So
Wouldn't
you're
have any
just like,
friends.
do it.
wouldn't have any friends.
Do you have friends now? Oh! Hold on.
Which one's the laugh track?
I think that was it, didn't it? Oh, that's true. I don't know. That was dumb. All right. Anyway.
Did I tell you what I found this week?
Yeah, you found a penny.
It's more than a penny.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's the penny.
Yeah.
I found a wheat penny.
Wheat penny.
Hold on. I don't have my glasses on. So I'll show the listener what it is.
I think. Hold on. Let me see if I can. The listener.
Watcher.
So close. Put it in the light.
That's what I'm trying to do.
There we go.
That's a wheat penny.
We're getting closer. It's not quite there. You need to back up just a little bit. Your face is part of the problem.
Well, story of my life. It's a wheat penny. And I found it in a bunch of change this week that I had on my nightstand. Was looking at a bunch of change that was on my nightstand, and I was like, I feel like I need to check that for wheat pennies. Because I used to collect wheat pennies back in the day with my grandmother, who passed away in 2014. So we used to dig through change and find wheat pennies, and so I have a bunch of them from my grandmother, and it was just really cool to find more because they were made in like the 50s. This one's dated 1950, and so they're getting rarer and rarer and rarer. I mean, penny's 71 years old or whatever. So it was just neat to dig it up and find it. Did you collect coins when you were a kid?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry.
that was just me.
But I didn't hang up my grandparents either.
Well, I did. And I had a coin collection, which I probably still do somewhere. I should dig it up. It's got a bunch of wheat pennies in it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I do have a silver penny somewhere.
Silver penny.
Yeah, either I have it, my brother has it. My brother has it now. But like my aunt had collected all these pennies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a time in America's history when copper was not as prevalent. So they made pennies out of silver. Or do I have that wrong? Do they make copper nickels?
Probably.
So it's copper nickels.
Copper diamonds, probably. Because they used to make, you can still find dimes that are completely made of silver.
Yes.
That was a thing back in the day. Are you looking it up?
Yes.
Oh.
There was a steel Lincoln cent. 1943. Okay.
A
That makes
steel
sense.
penny.
Yeah, so that would be
it's
the World
steel.
War II.
Yeah.
So still pennies. So that's right.
Yeah.
I was right.
So no copper.
No copper. Because copper would have been used for the guns. Ammo.
You can't say that in the podcast.
You can't?
No. Nope.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. Calm down.
I want to know.
So
Copper
tore
nickel.
up.
Silver penny is right. That's what I remember now. So I do have some silver pennies. I don't know if they're worth anything or not, but
Oh, pretty cool. Pretty
You know,
cool
like
story.
the-
1943 though. That's old.
yeah. So I do have a small collection, but it's a collection that was given to us from somebody who did a little collecting. and wanted us to continue it. And of course, we did nothing with it. So
I understand.
because I'm not a collector. My dad will always try to get us collect things.
I was just happy to have it. It says 1 cent. United States of America.
Nice. United States of America.
That was my talking point for today. You don't care about it. It's
No,
fine.
I do care. I was
hate you.
listening.
You don't care about my grandmother.
I do. I
She was
remember.
a God-fearing woman.
I don't even know what that means, but there's a
She was a single lady from when her husband died in 1968 to when she died in 2014.
Okay. Sorry.
And she collected wheat pennies.
She'll collect wheat pennies.
And I have a bunch of them.
You have a bunch of them. That's amazing.
And when she died, she also squirreled away money in various places in her bedroom. So when we moved her out of her apartment, we had to find all this money all over the place.
That's what my grandmother did that.
Yeah. It's like, I guess, a very common thing or whatever, but we had to like check everything as we were moving it out. So like find money and it'd be like $20 here, $40 there.
Yeah, they sound hundreds of dollars.
Right. So ours added up to like something like $400 or whatever, which was really neat. We ended up using it to, like for the family, like we catered like this little meal for the family after the
Funeral.
visitation, between the visitation and the funeral or whatever. And so I thought that was neat because she always she was famous for feeding us and taking care of everybody. She cooked all these meals and everything. So it's like she got to feed us one last time, which was neat. And we were all there. So
I'm moving to Western Pennsylvania.
I am never moving to Western Pennsylvania.
Me either. I don't want to move again. Well, I do want to move. I want to move out of this house, but so yeah. Sometimes you make bad decisions.
But there's 2 refrigerators. Really, there's 3. Is the one in the base in the garage plugged in?
Who cares? Don't try to make make these little slide jokes to me.
I'm not making jokes. They're not jokes.
You have 2 refrigerators. It's not having 2 refrigerators is no big deal.
It's a pretty big deal.
I have a little refrigerator outside. Is that a big deal?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have it by the pool house.
Like a dorm fridge?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's where I keep my Coke Zeros in the winter. I mean, in the summer. In a pool that we can't swim in.
You can. It just leaks water like a sieve.
Well, it leaks water in a place I'm afraid that if it gets hit, could crack it more.
Oh.
Because technically we could just swim on we just tell them no more diving.
Sure.
Yeah. How many? Have you ever told kids not to dive? What happens?
That's all I wanted to do today is work on my diving.
You look around. I'm going to tell you this, and I know you're going to just probably disagree with you, but the movie I'm really kind of looking forward to after a season of no movies coming out. What?
No, just no movies. I'm
Godzilla versus Kong. I want to see it. Like bad.
No, I'll see it. Let's do it. I don't care.
Well, if it's going to be on HBO Max, but it'll also probably be the full theater.
Let's go.
Yeah, so.
I'm ready. Like, can we go tonight?
No, the problem is that you want to go the next movie that we want. This movie that I'd like to go see is the one with Denzel Washington. It didn't even got really good reviews, but I still want to go see it.
Let's go.
It's at 6:35. You can't go that early.
I can.
You're forbidden.
Well, yeah. A special occasion, man, because I haven't been to a movie in so long.
Yeah. I don't know if I can escape it right now.
Now you know.
Well,
that baby in the house.
My baby's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the difference is I'm the one that could say, I've been home with this baby this whole day. I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I can do that. I don't think men are allowed to do that. So crazy. But yeah, I cannot wait for the movie theater movie. I guess they're saying March now for Regal.
Watch them open it up for like 30
6 days
again. Like, I mean, I guess I can't complain about that because I did see 3 or 4 movies while it was open for
I wouldn't mean
minutes.
It'd be fine, but I mean, it'd be nice to
see Dune.
Yeah, well, Dune will be on HBO Max, but Dune's kind of one of the ones that. Well, same with Godzilla and Kong. I think I would want to see it in the big screen.
I'm fine. Let's do it.
It's like we're going back to 1917. Like 1917.
Yes.
Like I don't know if I want to watch it on the small screen because it is a big screen movie.
Oh.
Every night, every
Every
time.
night.
So he gets bored. He's like, "What? I'm just gonna puke today." What?
It's like, you know what? I love water.
It's the grossest thing I've ever had. Yeah. So, I miss movies. I'm right now struggling to find a TV show. I just finished The Last Airbender for the 4th or 5th time.
I know, and I gave you a spoiler alert, and you told me you hated me.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember. I thought that was going to happen. I was watching it, but I can't. You know how much TV I've seen in my lifetime? A lot. I don't remember everything that happens.
So here's what cracks me up about The Last Airbender. So the end of The Last Airbender, the lion turtles
Yeah,
come out of
just the
nowhere,
one,
and they
yeah.
play a big part. And then if you watch The Legend of Korra, as they say, Korra,
Yeah.
not Korra, The Legend of Korra, the lion turtles, they're freaking everywhere. They're a huge, what do they call that? A plot mechanism, like to move the plot along.
But so the air bison. So when everything started becoming restored,
Right.
everything started coming back.
Right. So like I'm in the second season now, and like the lion turtles are like incredibly important, and they were like 13
There's also
seconds.
a lot about the spiritual.
Yeah, they were like 13 seconds in the in the Airbender series, and now they're like, oh, perfect, those are great. We're gonna throw them. They're gonna be everywhere in the next series. I'm not loving The Legend of Korra like I did the.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not
Last
only is it's
Airbender.
good, but I still love it. I still love it.
I think it's just different, like because there's cars and like mech tanks and.
Also, I think
Stuff
for
like
me, I remember one thing I thought about it differently. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender was the whole series was about something.
Mm-hmm. That's
Like,
true.
You waited that 3 years or 3 seasons to
Yeah.
get to the end, but you knew exactly from the very get go what was going to like.
Right.
There had to be this battle. Everything they were doing was towards that battle.
Uh-huh.
Legend of Korra, every season ends itself.
Uh-huh.
They could actually end the season at any time,
they-
like the
yeah.
series at any time.
They did that on the first one.
You say you're on the second season?
Yeah.
Well, it happens 2 or 3 more times. I
Right.
mean, they'll close it all out.
Right.
I mean, they'll just and nothing it doesn't repeat it. It's not like it's waiting for something else. It's just it goes on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, where I think that's one major difference. It's like it's not this like big conflict.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the conflict's always with Korra. That's the only thing that's consistent. Like it's her struggles with everything kind of follow her through this.
Oh my
whole
gosh, she's
series.
so annoying.
The brothers are the one that cracked me up.
Yeah.
Especially the
Bolin.
goofy one. Yeah, Bolin.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, it's they're great, and the conflict. I think-
Asami.
right. I think both of the conflicts that I've seen, like, really creative and well written and stuff like that. But Korra's character, it's like, oh my gosh, just shut up. And
That's
do
how
it.
who was it? I remember listening. So I don't read books often. I listen to books, and so there was a series of books that became very popular. I don't know if you heard of them.
Harry Potter,
No. Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Yeah.
And I couldn't stand. After the Hunger Games, I couldn't stand the last 3 books, or 2 books, I think, because all you heard was her internal dialogue. Like I was like, seriously, like I don't need to hear this girl's thoughts about everything. And so I did finish the books. I didn't finish like the actual movies because the movies they were okay, but they weren't like great.
But
It was that conflict between PETA and the other guy constantly. Like
Whatever his name
I love him. I don't know if I
starts
love
with
him.
a G. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Brittany. So Brittany started reading that, so I was like, "Oh, I'll read it too." And we couldn't, see the movies and stuff. And then she did the same thing with the Twilight series. So she's like, they're gonna make these movies, so we're gonna read the books or whatever. And I was like, okay. And I read the first 4 chapters. Like I gave 4 chapters of the Twilight book, and I was like, I gave it back to her, and I was like, there's no way. I cannot. And I vampires and werewolves and all that kind of stuff, like that's, right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff.
These are pansy ones. They're awful.
But like, just like her and all the feelings and everything. And I was like, no. This isn't going to work for me. Plus the just the setting and the sparkling and everything. I was like, no, this isn't going to work. I cannot do this.
Well, if you read a book about vampires and werewolves, there's always a risk involved, right?
Right.
Even if it's like these are good guys or whatever.
Yeah.
There's always something there that's like. Angel's a good example of that. Angel from the TV series. I don't know if you watched that or not.
I didn't watch it, but I know.
Oh, okay. So you should watch that.
No.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
Just because you suggested it.
You should watch
old. It was on the WB, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know, but it was a spinoff of Buffy the Vampire. Yeah. Even I think it holds up. It's good. Like it's just funny. It's got all these things. But there's like these wicked characters who have a good side, who still have to fight. There's always a risk involved. It's not, and so there's always this element of risk. So if I'm gonna read something about a vampire, it's like if I go to a movie, if it's about vampires, you expect this like some kind of tension.
Mm-hmm.
There's just none of that in Twilight. Like I watched the first
super weird
3, and I'm like, this is A, it's boring.
Oh my gosh.
B, it's stupid. C, why does everybody like this stuff? Because I never understand it, and to the point where I never seen a lot of the New Moon or Blood Moon or whatever it's called.
I didn't see all the movies. I think I saw the first one, and I saw maybe the third one or something like that, and I ended up accidentally seeing it. Like I was kind of obligated to see it with a friend or whatever. It was so terrible.
Oh, I remember.
At one point, there was like, I've told you this, but the wolf conversation.
Yeah.
That you can't tell who's talking and everything. And
Yeah.
I was just looking at my friend like, what are we doing here with our lives? Like, do you know who's talking and what they're saying and whose side who's on? Like, no, nobody does, because this is stupid. These wolves are talking to each other, but wolves' mouths don't talk when don't move when they're talking.
Well, to your credit, you don't think anybody has any way of telling other things because you don't. So just because you don't understand something, nobody can understand it. It's true. It's so true. It's so true. He's like, well, if I can't understand it, obviously nobody else can understand it. Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, yes. People can
This goes
say
back to Tenet. And my point is not that I can't understand it.
Yes,
therefore
yes,
you can't. My point is that
every bit of fact.
no one.
No.
Because it wasn't written to make sense. It wasn't written
if I
so
can't
that
understand
anybody
it,
can understand.
no one can understand it. So I'm going to make a point that no one can understand it. No one can possibly understand this movie.
You're that person that's saying, oh, I totally
I
get it. Even though
totally
there isn't a way to get it.
I didn't say I totally get it. I was just saying that
It's
it
like
made sense.
When Dawson is like,
No.
you haven't been to the moon? I go to the moon every day. I live on the moon. I've got toys on the moon. And it's like, no.
Here's the
joke
thing.
is that
You would
nobody's
tell
been to the
Neil Armstrong, who's been on the moon, be like, you've never been to the moon because I've never been on the moon. So therefore, you could not have been on the moon. Yep. So anyway, yeah.
Tenet's plot is not understandable by anybody. The writers, they wrote this, and they were like looking at each other. They're like, nobody's gonna believe this. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be a great movie. It's gonna be, during pandemic. So just like whatever, just pump it out. It's fine.
It was produced
Whatever
and finished before the
happens,
pandemic.
and nobody gives a shit. Just put the movie out.
I have to be loud.
Which one's that? Just put the movie out and everybody will be fine and they'll just be glad you did. It doesn't have to make sense. And then people like Ben are like, makes sense. I could have written that movie in my sleep. It's so great.
Hey, your name's Neil Armstrong. I've never been to the moon, so obviously you couldn't have been to the moon because if you could go to the moon, I would obviously be able to go to the moon. Buzz Aldrin, not been to the moon. If you could.
Buzz off, Buzz Aldrin. We should talk about Trekking the World.
So Trekking the sequel.
It's not called Trekking the sequel.
Yeah.
It clearly states Trekking the World.
Now, to be fair, it is a completely different game.
It's not, but
it is.
It's not.
It is.
No.
Yes.
The rules are. She literally read the sentence. The same rules. That's what it says.
It doesn't say that.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
No,
She read it.
Hey Buzz. Hey Buzz, have you been to the moon? I never been to the moon. It's not what he said. Even when you said that, she's like, "That's not what I said."
Yes, it is.
No, you cover your face.
I'm getting my glasses on.
It's right. It's right there. So Trekking, the sequel, was another Kickstarter game that I bought.
The world.
So Trekking, when I bought the original Trekking, which I like to call the OG Trekking,
it's called Trekking the National Parks. It's the
same
game.
It was a hit for game night. It was a surprise hit for game night, and so I was like, you know what, the sequel is coming out, so I'll go ahead and buy the sequel. And the thing is, it's not made by the same people who did the first one. It has some of the same concepts, but it actually plays quite differently. And it was another win for the Ben Mills game thing.
Speaking of winning, I don't know if you guys can see this, but
they can't. Oh, they're almost. Yeah, there you go. I can't see your name.
It says Grant right here, and Grant won by a lot of points.
Grant cheated by taking my points all the time.
Oh my gosh. You're going to eat so much crow right now.
What? Let me see.
A history of trekking. Back in the late 2000s, the Binkle family created a game called Trekking the National Parks, not Trekking. Trekking the National Parks, which was inspired by their love of visiting the American national parks. The game would go on to sell many thousands of copies and inspire new generations to explore the national parks. Trekking the World is the spiritual successor of that game. It re-implements the original game rules.
Okay.
In creative new ways. We hope will
Hold
challenge
on. What was that
and
second part? Oh,
delight our
no. Back up
players.
just a minute. What was that?
We also
What
hope
was that?
this
Oh,
game
no.
sparks a
Hey.
desire to trek our incredible world and learn about its many
Hey, Buzz
beautiful
Aldrin.
cultures.
Go
and
back to
environments.
Go back to that sentence.
The one that says it re-implements
Spiritual
the original
successor.
game rules
All right. What followed that?
in creative new ways.
Okay. It's the same rules for creative new ways, meaning they changed some of the rules.
That's literally not what the first part of that sentence
Yes,
says.
it is.
It
That second
re-implements
sentence-
the original
Listen,
game rules.
The way that sentence is structured is basically saying the rules seem to be the same, but they are different, and they are.
No, there's nothing seems about it. It re-implements the original game rules
What was the second part of that?
in creative new ways.
Okay, creative new ways. What do you think that means, Grant?
Apparently, you need to tell me what that means.
It
Because-
means that there's certain things that are different.
But it says it re-implements the original game rules.
Yeah, but
So
it
you're
has
using the word
the
different, and
idea-
they're not using the word different.
But they are creative ways is a way of saying different. Creative is just another way of saying different. I hate to tell you this, but that's true.
It
Hey, Buzz
re-implements
Aldrin.
the original
Hey,
game rules.
Buzz Aldrin.
Speaking of, we need to get trekking out and see if you can play 2 cards and move.
I'm not going downstairs. I am not going downstairs.
Play testers, the Binkle family.
Yeah, they're the original family, but they didn't create this game. I
They
don't
were
think.
play testers.
Yeah, so the only thing that I remember being the same was this: that when you went to a place, you picked up the dot. But in Trekking, the original,
Trekking the National Parks. There's a picture of it, and it's released by the same people. Underdog.
released by the same game company. They're just. It's like Walt Disney. Walt Disney owns the rights to the game, but they don't necessarily make the movie outside of. They have people who do that. So like Pete Doc, never mind. I don't know. Don Bluth did this thing in the 1980s. It's the whole thing, okay? So you
Always
don't
gotta
understand
come
how
back to
things.
Don Bluth.
But the thing is that the people who originally made the game were just participating in the game. So they took the idea of the game and they changed it, which was the creative ways. That's what's different. So yes, it plays similar, but not the same.
Re-implements the original game rules
In creative new ways. Creative and new. What does that mean? Different. If you can't say creative and new in the same sentence and go, that's exactly the way we played it.
But that's literally what the first part of the sentence
No,
says.
it does not.
It re-implements the original game rules.
It re-implements the original game rules in creative new ways. A different way of saying, we did this and we chose to do it a little bit differently. You are seriously going to fight with me on this?
I'm just saying.
I mean, you're smarter than this.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Buzz Aldrin.
That's not what it says.
Hey, Buzz Aldrin. It's what it says.
You can play more than one card. Oh, looky there. If you're moving a distance of 2, you could use a 2-track card or 2 1-track cards.
Let me see.
Same rules as in the original game. Very good.
But you know what? If you
Everybody
could play trekking the national parks, as Grant likes to say it, or trekking the original, like I like to say it, don't worry about it because you can play exactly the same way,
right?
No changes, and you got the same game.
The same rules. It re-implements the same rules. So if you know the rules to trekking the national parks,
how do you occupy major parks in the game?
If you know the rules to trekking the national parks, you know the rules.
You know the gist of the rules,
world.
but you don't know necessarily the whole thing. You may move your trekker across one or more trails and land on a new location and follow these steps to move. Announce the name of the location you are moving to and then indicate
you have to
which trail. Okay, that's a part of it. It says, yes, it implements some of the rules, but it also has new and different ways. Reveal one or more trek cards from your hand with a combined value with exactly equals the number of trails separating you from the destination. We didn't play it that way before, though, did we?
No, we did not.
That's stupid.
And somebody jumped down my throat about that rule.
I didn't jump down because we didn't play that way. You gotta admit we didn't play that way, so obviously I would think that it wasn't. Because you messed up my strategy.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
No, it was exactly what it was. Is that I was confused and I relented. I gave it. It wasn't like we had a fight all night about it. Like this. You can't take Trekking, the sequel, and put it with Trekking the first with the same exact rules and have the same game. It's not possible. There are different rules in them between the two. You know this.
Re-implements the same rules.
In creative new ways. Seriously.
Well, I think this is an example of a sentence that doesn't actually mean anything because I don't think you can say those two same things. Those are not.
Yeah, now that your argument becomes null and void, yeah, of course. I mean,
no,
hey, Buzz. Hey, Buzz.
If my
Buzz,
argument is
hey,
null and void, your argument is null and void.
No, it's not. The second part of that sentence negates the first part of that sentence by saying that creative in new ways. It's like, here's something familiar, and we've changed it up just enough for you to make it a little bit different. That's all. It's the same like with these different versions of Monopoly. When you buy Monopoly Mario, you're not going to play Mario. You're not going to play Monopoly with Mario things. Mario has a different set of rules to make it go faster.
Oh,
but you buy Monopoly Mario thinking that you're buying Monopoly because they have some of the same rules, but they have creative new ways of implementing doing those things. So it makes sense. It does make sense. This is not one of those. This goes back to 10. You can't understand anything because you're stupid. Because if I don't understand it, you can't understand it. Because obviously I'm smarter than you. Because I'm a 17 on the Enneagram and I know all things. So shut up, Buzz. Aren't you glad we're doing this podcast together?
You are a mess.
I'm just saying. You argue. Everybody says I argue with people, but the truth is people argue with me because if I make any sense, people are like, you're too stupid to make any sense.
No. That has literally never happened in our friendship.
It has happened every podcast night.
It's just because you're really insecure because you've told everybody that you understand the tenant plot.
There's only one person I've said that to. That's you. And I never said. I said I understood.
Way to understand.
Yes, it is. They walk back in time. It's not that big a deal. It's like if you don't understand time travel, then you don't understand any movie that has time travel in it.
Have you seen
Marvel movies make sense because
Back to the Future? Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yes.
Do they have to breathe differently in Back to the Future?
They're going back into a full time segment, not in the moments. So it's a completely different thing. But that's the thing. Here's the thing about it.
You said if you understand time travel, if you've seen a time travel movie, you understand time travel.
I'm just saying that
that's
they
the way
just
that works. I
no.
saw all of the Back to the Futures.
They took
and
the rules.
I know that nobody had to breathe different air because it doesn't work the same way.
All right, time travel. Let me finish what I have to say.
Now you have more to say.
No.
Is it new and creative ways of time travel? Is that what it is?
It's
It's time travel, but it's new and creative ways.
That's what I was going to say. Listen, before you ruin my outro here, I was going to say.
Outro. This podcast is over.
I was going to say, the thing about time travel is what Tenet did is take what was familiar and did it in new and creative ways.
New and creative ways.
That's
I'll
it.
bet you, listener, when this podcast gets edited,
in 2022,
me coming to that joke first will get and then we'll arrive first at the new and creative ways of interpreting.
Because you knew where here's the thing about you. You knew where I was going, and you decided to ruin it for me. Just like you ruined the Airbender for me for the 4th time that I watched it.
Just like you changed the rules of that game so that I couldn't mess with your strategy.
No, I didn't change the rules because we never played that way.
We'd only played like twice. What do you mean we never played that way?
Trekking?
Yes.
We played more than twice on trekking.
At the time. I remember the night. You were amped up on Nitro Cold Brew. It was when you were starting your obsession with Nitro Cold Brew. Cold Brew Nitro.
Yeah, well, Wednesday nights, sometimes if I'm tired, I get it. Yeah.
Right. And you were on one that night. I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember.
I was a little scared.
You love it when I'm on something. You gonna finish that story, or is that it?
Well, the rest of it is that you changed the rules because you wanted to win.
I don't remember that. We never played that way.
Right. That's the same. Circular. We're kind of
no.
to the part where I say we've only played a couple of times. Trekking?
What was that?
Trekking?
Trekking. Okay.
I was quoting you. That's what you call it.
No, that's what you just called it.
That's what you call
No,
it.
that's what you just call it. So
No.
now we agree.
I was calling it that because that's what you call it. I like that when you renamed it Trekking the Original, it's actually longer almost than saying its real name, which is Trekking the National Parks.
The OG.
Leave it to you to rename something like the name that you want to call it, which is just as much work, but you're like, no. It has to be my way.
Isn't there like plural words that are shorter than the singular word?
I don't know, like die.
Yeah, dice and die.
Mm-hmm. It's the only one I can think of.
Same concept.
That's that one word.
Well, you would think that like if there were more of something that would have more letters. Because in most cases it is, because it's adding an S. Mm-hmm. You know, in some ways, some reason that you have a completely different set of letters to like goose and geese.
Uh-huh.
And deer.
Moose and
moss.
Meese? No,
I think they're mooses. I think they're moose. I think moose is singular and plural.
I don't know.
But mice and mouse.
Oh, finally. That's a good example.
Unless your Malachi calls it mouses.
And refuses to give up when you say it's mice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where he gets that
Where's
from.
he gets that from?
Listen, you're the same way. I don't want to hear it. Can't stand it. It just makes sense. If I can't understand it, you don't understand it.
Who is it that plays the guy in Star Wars? Lando Calrissian. Does he or does he not reprise his role in The Mandalorian?
Why do you keep bringing that up? I made a mistake. How come all my mistakes get brought up every time?
The reason I bring it up is because the look on your face when you realized that it was
embarrassing.
Person, you were like, like it was like, no.
It's embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
Because I told millions of people this. I was like, he came back. I don't know why.
Who did you tell?
Don't worry about it.
I didn't know you told millions of people.
I only told a couple people, but still, it's the same thing. I'm like, I never say anything about stuff. I was like, because I mean, they've all figured it out by now. Now, to my credit, this happens a lot because I don't remember things very well.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't be embarrassed about it. Like, who cares about making a mistake?
Well, as long as you like, bring it into my face.
I told millions of people about
it. Millions of people. I don't even have ones of friends.
Well, the other night I was going somewhere with Dukes. I don't remember where, to get his car, to get something that he left somewhere, story of his life. But I was trying to say Dollar General, and I go, Jolly General. I don't know why, because it was late. I was tired. So every 5 seconds when we're talking now, it's like, remember when we went to the Jolly General?
He's a mess.
Anyway, that's my story.
But my thing is, I screw up words all the time, so I have to think about it. So I try not to say, like, if I don't know a word, I try not to say it. But every once in a while, I try to do it, like make myself like, I don't know, smart or something, and I butcher it. And people catch on to it. I mean, like, it's funny. I watch people say the wrong word all the time, or do what I did, confuse somebody with somebody else, because you're just not thinking about it. And nobody cares. But when I do it, people just hammer me over it. Hammer me.
I think you feel like people single you out about that. And
no, they do. Grant, how many times have you told me about the Lando? Every chance you get.
Carl Weathers and Billy D. Ways.
Yeah, you make sure every time. I got a whole text of another group of friends.
Probably about as many
who found
times
something.
as you bring
who
up
something.
Tenet.
Huh? I don't bring up Tenet. You
brought up Tenet. That's why. You brought up Tenet.
No, you brought it up. Roll back the tape.
Again,
no,
dear listener, when this gets edited, because only one of us edits this podcast.
First of all, if you look back, which obviously you don't listen to our podcast or watch it, I am very grateful.
I live it.
I'm very grateful for what I do with our podcast. I always try to make sure context is placed in there.
Preserved.
Yeah. Secondly, I think I was explaining something, and you're the one that brought up Tenet. Now, I might have been alluding to Tenet, but you're the one that brought it up.
So you can allude to something, and that doesn't count as bringing it up?
No, I could be like referencing something without saying it to try to build a point, and you're the one that says, "Well, it's Tenet."
I'm not sure that's how that works.
It did. Totally did.
No, I'm not saying that's not how that happened. I'm just saying I don't think you can say that you didn't bring it up when you were clearly talking about it.
No, I was clearly talking about the concept.
You should have been a lawyer. I don't know.
I would be a horrible lawyer.
I don't know why you weren't a lawyer. That's what I know.
Because I don't like to read. I mean, lawyers have to know stuff. I would be pulling crap out of my butt all the time. I guess that's what you're trying to say, but like, there's this book. I would freeze. Oh man. Being
a lawyer?
Oh man, it's just too much pressure.
Oh yeah, it would be a lot of pressure.
Plus, I don't know if I could defend. I don't know if I could defend somebody that I knew did something wrong. I don't know if
That's
I could.
Not the only type of lawyer.
No, you would have to go against somebody that you thought was innocent.
Or there's like contract law.
Oh, you're saying it's not that.
Like real estate law.
Yeah, but who wants to argue that?
Music industry law.
Yeah, I'm totally.
Rich people, that's who wants to argue. Rich lawyers.
Welcome to my house. Yeah.
Entertainment lawyers.
Yeah, I would be really good at entertainment lawyers. I'd have someone like you saying, Tenet doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. Have you ever seen Back to the Future? Because obviously...
You walked into that one when you started talking about time travel.
You talked about it.
If you've seen one time travel movie, then you know how time travel works.
Well, I was saying, you know how it works backwards. That's all I was saying. And I was just saying that they used it in new creative ways, but you ruined the joke for me. Ruined it. I had it, and then he was like, no, I know where he's going to go with this, so I'm going to just go ahead and blast it out there and just ruin the joke. It's
I don't think I
bullcrap.
ruined the joke.
No, you blew the joke on
No,
me.
I think I blew your chance to make the joke.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't funny when you did it. I was totally going
really?
there. Yes, it was. I had it down. Listen, I think I told you before. My goal was to be a comedian. And I have pretty good zingers. I'm just telling you. I'm not very confident about a lot of things, but I know I'm funny. Mostly by accident.
I just got there first.
No, you didn't get there first. You just saw where I was going and you decided to ruin it. It's like when you watch a movie, you kind of know what's going to happen in the end.
Like when you're
Everybody else
watching
kind of knows
The
what's going to
Last
happen at the
Airbender.
end. Everybody else knows what's going to happen at the end, but you have to be the that mentions it before. Like, it's his father, like watching Star Wars. You say it out loud. Everybody already knows it because it's clear that's what's going to happen. But you're the point of the president. That's what you did.
Nobody knew that was going to happen.
What?
That he was going to say.
I was just saying that
Funny.
as an instance. I wasn't saying that everybody knew. It was a for instance. It was hypothetical, clearly hypothetical. Just like Tenet as a time travel movie, hypothetical. Jeez. People are going to stop listening to this. Like, I am so tired of listening about dogs and Tenet. And Don Bluth. And that blanking Don Bluth.
If he says Don Bluth
He
one
said,
more time.
I'm going to kill him.
You do heart Don Bluth. He should probably.
I thought,
sponsor
I
this
honestly,
podcast.
I have appreciation for people who can tackle giants.
Mhm.
And it's just an interesting story for me.
Uh-huh.
Because it only lasted for a few years. I know you don't really care, but I mean, I think it's interesting.
Oh, I care because I remember. I mean, the story's like a part of my DNA now.
Because I thought when we first did this, it was about being actually and telling these really like unique stories that we know of each other. Like, I thought you would definitely talk about your castles that you know, love, and have respect for. But somehow it became criticism of Ben and having
Criticism of Ben.
yes. I'm renaming the podcast.
You could call it victim mentality too.
Victim mentality. That was dumb.
Was it though?
It was. Because you didn't think it was dumb, it's not dumb. But if I said it, you're like, that's dumb. Because you thought it was dumb, so now it was dumb. You think I'm always the victim? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're alluding to?
I didn't say that.
That's what you said. That is exactly what you said.
I alluded to it. Did I bring it up?
Yes, you did. You just did.
Alluding to it is bringing it up.
No, alluded to it is me. Huh?
Alluding to
No,
something is bringing
I'm
it up.
not jumping in that.
I
I'm
think
not
you
jumping
already
in
did
that.
twice.
That's
I think,
wrong.
and I was trying to clarify. I think you already are in there.
No, you didn't allude to it. You
Alluding
said
to it is bringing it
No,
up.
you
folks.
said
You've
it.
heard it
You
here out of
you
Ben's
said-
mouth.
No, you said it. That will be cut. Oh my gosh! I hope you get COVID again. Oh my gosh!
You just said, I hope you get COVID again.
If you can't taste Coke Zero for the rest of your life. I'm taking that job in Mississippi. Getting that blank out of here. I'll start another actually podcast with somebody else. Borrow someone else's church's cameras. What are you gonna say? What kind of quip are you gonna say here?
I was just gonna say your dog's gonna really like put the icing on the cake here. He's gonna barf up all that water.
He's good. He's tired.
He's like, let me find the corner of a rug.
He's like, I want to go to bed, Dad. I made my 3 nest over here, tearing up your stuff. It ain't good enough. I want to go in bed, lick your legs for half an hour, put my body where you can't fall asleep. You fall asleep, then I'm gonna wake up hacking because I can't breathe because it's too hot next to your legs, and then I'm gonna climb out. I make mistakes with my language.
by saying that alluding to something is bringing it
That
up.
wasn't what I was trying to say, though. That's what I was saying. I was confused. You know what I'm alluding to right now?
Podcast
Pocket's
over.
over.